agenda item is there are minutes from July 24th, 2012 that have not been approved, and we need to approve them. Would you like to look through the minutes quickly, and then we will vote? Remember, this is a year ago.
Yes.
I make a motion that the minutes that we missed be approved.
I second the motion.
And the motion has been made and seconded. Further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Aye. No, motion carried. Next item is the minutes for July 23, 2013. And those are current ones from last meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes as they're presented.
Second the motion.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Same. Motion carried. The next item of business is discussion and consideration of application information for National Arbor Day recertification.
Betsy asked that this be put on there, so I'm not sure what she has for the application. So I'm not sure what all she's needing. So I guess what we'll just need to do is vote to provide her the information that she's needing. And,
She has till the end of the year. She has to do it by the first of the year.
okay,
And she's been historically doing that application.
Right.
So last year I provided her everything I had, but what you might be doing is gathering any kind of training, educational materials, anything you've been doing to get that to her for for those who don't know, this is the application for the Tree City USA, which Guthrie is a Tree City USA. So, some of that is that we have to do some educational things. We have to celebrate Arbor Day, which I have the stuff from the celebration of Arbor Day this year, which I'll get to her. But anybody else has got any training or done any educational things that they can get that information to her. Or you kept newspaper clippings of things that we've been doing to promote tree care and trees in Guthrie, then we'll certainly want to get that information to her for her report and application.
sure, sure.
And it's a certification, does anything else go with that, or is it just,
There's an application fee, which I'm not sure how Betsy handles that. And then, there's basically a punch list of things that you have to do to meet the minimum requirements for the Tree City USA.
okay,
So I'm sure some of that stuff, she's got a template that she's just building on from one year to the next, and a lot of those things we've been addressing as we go. Now, one of the things that we're not going to get the benefit of, but we did do in the spring with the tree giveaway, we're not going to have a fall tree giveaway. So that's going to affect our Tree City USA application this year.
okay.
But we did have one last spring. So, and then on their meeting minutes, we talked about doing something like the Creighton Real Crazy giveaway or something. We might try to do something on a smaller scale, since we don't have the Apache tree giveaway, that we can still maintain our requirements. But I don't have those requirements in front of me, unfortunately. I'm not prepared for that. So.
I think the main thing is that it needs to be approved through the Forestry Board so she can proceed with it.
All right.
And that is one of the requirements of the Tree City USA, is that the city does have a tree board, which is the function of this group. is to aid in that Tree City USA application. So I make a motion that we provide any and all assistance necessary to Betsy to do this application, and if Betsy doesn't want to do the application, then that we take that responsibility upon ourselves to get that application completed and submitted to the state forester.
Very good.
All right, I second that motion. I'm sure her column in the newspaper almost qualifies as one
Yes.
item that you're,
That is, so, and we have, and not just Betsy, but we have other people who put things about gardening and stuff
Yeah.
there, so.
Okay, we do have a motion before the group. Motion been made to provide any and all information that Betsy needs to complete the application. And it has been seconded. Is there any additional information or discussion? If not, the vote for that would be all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried. Next is announcements from staff.
The main announcement that I have is that Blue is retiring. Effective November the 4th. And on November the 4th, I will be having a reception for him out at our facility on Commerce Street between 2 and 4. And I hope that you'll pass the word along so people that know and love him can come wish him well in his new adventure. I suspect that at some point in time he'll probably be coming back just to possibly work in the cemetery. He wants to just work part-time and not be quite so overwhelmed with responsibility, and I understand that. And he's been a wonderful person to work with, and I really love him.
I think everybody will second that.
I think so too.
So, given this retirement, and that Blue was our city representative on the tree board,
I will be for the time being.
Okay.
I accept that responsibility and have thoroughly enjoyed working with the tree board. I
Okay.
really have. And so I will be doing that until we have somebody that can step in and do it. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was, I think sometime back, the board voted to remove those trees over in that parking lot on Harrison. Remember those pear trees? They're tearing up the boxes and all those. I have hopes that all of that will be coming out soon. I'm not sure what the schedule is, but as soon as the leaves fall and the winter sets in, first freeze or whatever, we'll probably get that on the schedule to get removed, and then we'll talk about what you all want to do.
how big are those trees? I don't remember which ones we're talking about.
Those pear trees, those Bradford pears,
south of the Victor Mall,
south of the Victor Mall and that parking.
south of the Bluebell.
We lost, last spring, we lost a lot of the branches, and of course, the roots are really bad and they're coming out through the boxes, but the board voted to remove them and probably replace them with crepe myrtles.
Okay.
So that's still in the works, and I just kind of wanted to tell you all that it will be happening. I'm just not sure exactly when the
All
schedule
the
is.
mowing and stuff isn't so prominent and
Right,
needed.
right.
We've had a very hectic year with mowing this year.
Oh, it has been. That's about all I have.
Okay. Number 5 agenda is requests or comments from members of the board.
Just, reiterate, we didn't have the trees from Apache for the giveaway this fall, so that's going to be a deviation from our standard course. We'll be working on that for the spring again and getting ready for Arbor Day again come spring. Even though Arbor Day is celebrated in the spring, I want to remind everybody that actually late fall, early winter is the best time to plant, especially if you're going to be planting something that is ball and burlapped or dug versus container ground. So anyways, it's a good time to get a good deal at the nursery, and it's a good time to get it in the ground.
Yeah.
So, and as a representative from OG, I ask you to plant your trees away from the power lines. So.
Amen. I wonder, what do we need to do to improve the relationship with the Apache tree? Do I need to call and visit with somebody?
I don't know that it was a failure of a relationship or something. It's just that there was probably, we didn't get selected this time, or, you know, we got beat out by better requests, so to speak. So, I mean, it's one of those things that you keep going to the wishing well and dipping, and occasionally you don't get your wish. So I think we've been very, very fortunate, and they've been very, very generous. And it's just one of those, you know, that we just, and you always submit what you like, and we rarely get what we want, although we do get some good plant materials, and we just didn't get them this time. So
Part of it might have also been because of the tornadoes that saved
That,
for
I hadn't
those
thought
people
that.
too.
But the city manager asked me, and I didn't really know quite what to tell her, but I wanted to make sure I gave her the correct information.
Well, we discussed at our last meeting trying to do something different, maybe finding other avenue of funding and trying to do something like a crepe myrtle giveaway, the crepe myrtles of crazy days or something to that nature. And I think there was a lot of interest in that, so it's one of those things that we just haven't had the time to approach, but I think it's something that I think a lot of people would find fun, and it kind of goes with some of the other city themes we've been trying to approach, so I'd like to try to do that.
One of the things that, did we do anything with the dead tree on Noble Avenue that needed to be removed?
The one out here on the,
And I think it's out here on the east side, isn't it?
on the east side.
Yeah, because it's a dead tree on Noble Avenue, it needed to be removed. I thought it was the one by the filling station or close to the traffic.
I think it's been removed. It fell down.
Oh, you're talking about the cedar, that cedar out there. I don't know if he has or not. We have been so busy this year, but that would probably be one that'll come out at the same time as.
Yeah.
I think it's been on the city's agenda for a long time. It's
Yeah, it has.
It's just between the mowers disappearing and
Oh, yeah.
the mowing, and it's been hard
And
to
the
do.
concert.
Right.
It just really, but I will also ask about that.
And just a comment, you know, for that concert, how great it was that we have that flats down there with all the shade, and, you know, that, so what a great area for anything like that.
Speaking of flats, I have had a tree company, just in passing, mention to me that they would be interested in doing some training with their employees in that area, since it's an open area. So they might be willing to come in and do some elevating on those trees, and so they can practice from roping and aerial rescues.
Oh, I wish I'd have known that a long time ago.
So yeah, they had just mentioned that they saw that there were, you know, that we probably did some pruning that wasn't as good as it could have been before the concert. Because it was fast and rushed, and they would be willing to come in and work on that. In exchange for using the location for some safety and training, they'd be willing
Oh,
to work on some of those
I'm sure the
trees, so.
city manager would be open
Okay.
to that. So get me that information,
Sure
and
will.
I will take it to her and
And
see
then
what.
have them go around to all the parks
Yeah,
and
get
be
'em all.
real well trained.
I would really like to do that at some point.
Yeah.
So we talked to some of the local arborists and see if we couldn't get a day where people could come out and learn
Yeah.
and do an arbor day, and maybe have it all at one park,
Mhm.
and have people come and volunteer to come out and do some work on the trees and elevate them above the trails and the roadway, and then clean up some of the dead trees. And we have a lot of dead trees from the last 2 years of drought. This year's been a good year, but it just, you know,
And we have addressed them as they've fallen, and that's the best we've been able to do. We know that we've got several on Noble that I'm really concerned about,
Right.
but we'll
I
see what
know
happens.
one thing too, when you come off of Lake Avenue and go across, you cannot see the car coming on the inside. That, you know, that's westbound. You cannot see that car until it's right up on you if you want to turn onto the
Is that because of those cedars?
If it's
So
low.
they need to be raised?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other comments? Any other business? If not, the meeting would be adjourned at 6:50.
5:52?
5:50, yes.
Let's make it 5:52.
I think it's be better.
Otherwise, we'll be here for an hour. Another
Mhm.
hour.
Yeah, I spoke with Daryl Baxter about doing that very thing in some of the parks, you know, just as a service to, and you know, he's interested in that, and they have done that before, and some, they used to do it almost like a competitive in a way. It was both demonstration and competitive. And, but I think just the demonstration part of it would probably,
I think it would be fun to have a day where we have the contractors bring some big equipment out.
yeah,
So the kids can come out and see what a big truck looks like, and, you know, then people can try climbing a tree in a saddle,
yeah,
just to see what it's like to be an arborist for a day.
Yeah.
And see what kind of personal protective equipment, and learn about chainsaw safety around the house. So I think there's a lot of opportunity.
it would be, and, you know, it'd be kind of special if it would ever work that, you know, it's like we're having a tree giveaway after this or something, you know, draw the crowd, and those who are in something like this get their trees first or something.
Yeah.
Are we on TV?
Yeah, I'll be in,
I don't know.
I'll be coming from
I think
now
the
on.
meetings